Good morning. This is a poem, small poem, written by Tom Gunn and which is entitled Considering the Snail. Tom Gunn is among those writers who had a specific inclination to admire the tiny, to admire the insignificant, and to admire the creatures who are not considered as beautiful. There is no common understanding about these creatures as they being beautiful or as they being attractive to the eye. And this is the snail, a creature that moves with great difficulty, is known for its very slow movement, and the poet is making an understanding of this snail. We had read that this snail was moving in the green night, a night that has been made green because it is shaded under the blades of the grass, and the grass has water on it. And while he moves, he doesn't move unnoticed. It leaves a trail behind that people can see that here a snail must have moved. Even a creature as insignificant, as small as a snail has, if he chooses to, the power to make his presence felt. And he moves in the earth's darkened dark place, and the blades of grass are like the wood of desire. He has something as a purpose which is goading him to move across this place. We continue. So he moves in a wood of desire, pale antlers barely stirring as he hunts. So there are the antlers. Antlers are small thread-like structures on the head of of these insects with which they feel, they sense their surroundings. So these antlers, in fact, antlers are the very big horns that grow on the head of a deer particularly, but his small antenna that he has on his head have been compared with antlers because they've got very sharp feelers at the end. So he is moving further with his pale antlers barely stirring as he hunts. So he is very cautiously. Now the purpose of his movement, what is causing him to move in this difficult situation has been declared is that he is on a hunt. So this world is in fact a tryst with destiny. There are creatures big who have big hunts, but even the small ones are not devoid of this hunt. So he is hunting. I cannot tell what power is at work. So the poet actually, first he says that he is on a hunt, but then he corrects himself. Tom Gunn says that I cannot tell for sure. What is that power? What is that drive? What is that desire with which the first stanza ended? Here, the wood of desire. So he says, I cannot say for sure what power is at work. I cannot tell it very firmly, drenched there with purpose. And this poor creature, he is considering the snail. The poet Tom Gunn is standing there and he is observing the snail, and he says, this creature is drenched there with purpose. He is not drenched with water only, there is a purpose. He could have rested. and could have found his comfort in these blades of grass and settled down here only. But no, this is a continuity. He is carrying himself through all this, and which is very suggestive in the run on enjambment. What is a run on enjambment? When a poet does not end each line with a comma or a full stop. You can see very clearly in this first stanza there is no comma or a full stop. And after this, and also there isn't any rhyme scheme. Green, heavy, over, rain, he, desire. And now stirring, tell, there, nothing. So it's a free verse. It's a free verse that speaks about, it harmonizes with the free movement of the snail. The snail has not been driven by any external force. There is nothing operative that causes his movement, and also there is a run on enjambment. This first stanza continues in the second one. The second stanza does not begin with a bold letter to mark the difference. So, this, when a poet is, whenever a writer is overflowing with emotions and he cannot contain himself in a measured space, then the overflowing of passions, the overflowing of the thought is called run on enjambment, and which is very clear in this expression that he is moving. The poet cannot tell what power is driving him, but he is sure that there is a purpose, knowing nothing. And this snail is also in a wilderness. He knows nothing. He has no clue of the inevitable. There is of the inevitable. He doesn't know what lies before him next. He only has to, if he wants to have a hunt, if he wants a fulfillment, if there is a purpose that is driving him, there is one thing sure, that he knows nothing. What can be his next tryst with? What is the snail's fury? And then this question. The poet is himself in a puzzled state of mind. He cannot tell for sure whether it is that the snail is going on a hunt, whether it is some power that is at work. Is it hiding from someone or something, or is it wanting to a place for perfect rest, or is there a purpose, or is he knowing actually something? He says, what is a snail's fury? In all these difficulties, why is this snail constantly moving? Though the movement is so slow, but he stops not. What is that snail's fury? Fury doesn't actually mean angry here. Fury is a maddened desire, something that does not let you rest. And again, the same thing. All I think is that if later. And this is also going to continue in the succeeding stanza. So we see that the poet is, this run on enjambment is suggesting that the poet is giving himself no rest while he observes the snail. Amid all the difficulty, the snail is moving and the poet is closely observing it. And that is the beauty of this poem. We shall continue.